The Apple Watch Ultra was Apple's biggest change to an Apple Watch since it was released. It seems like every year, at least for the past few generations, Apple Watches have been getting small, minor, iterative updates. But releasing an all-new model like the Apple Watch Ultra last year was a breath of fresh air. But now this year we have the Apple Watch Ultra 2, which on the outside seems like a small, minor update compared to last generation. But really, what's on the inside is what really counts this year. Let's start off with what's different this year with the Apple Watch Ultra 2 compared to last year's Apple Watch Ultra. If you look at it from the outside, nothing's different. Same design, colorway, button placements, everything is the same on the outside. It's really hard to tell. In fact, it's impossible to tell the difference between the Apple Watch Ultra 1 and the Apple Watch Ultra 2 just by looking at it. You have to go deep into the settings, look at the model number, and then find out this is the Apple Watch Ultra 2. I was hoping for a new colorway this year, maybe like a black titanium to kind of distinguish the Apple Watch Ultra 2 from the Apple Watch Ultra 1, but we just have the same one color this year, just like last year. Instead, you'll find most of the differences for the Apple Watch Ultra 2 on the inside. Starting with the chipset, you have the all-new S9 chip inside the Apple Watch Ultra, which Apple claims is 30% faster than the previous generation. Now, as far as performance goes, this is a really quick and speedy Apple Watch. Now, I didn't feel like the other Apple Watch generations or the previous ones were kind of slow or clunky. They were actually pretty quick and snappy in my opinion, and really this one just improves upon that great performance the Apple Watch already had. Now, the S9 chip inside the Apple Watch Ultra 2 allows for a few things that I guess weren't possible with the previous Apple Watch models, like Siri On Device Processing. Now, what's nice about that is you not only can have Siri do things quicker because it's processing things on device, but Siri also isn't completely useless if you don't have wireless service on your Apple Watch or your iPhone doesn't have reception. You can do basic things like set timers and start workouts and more. And this makes sense because normally the person that would use this type of watch might be out in the wilderness maybe, and you may not have reception. So being able to still use Siri for basic things on your watch is really nice. Now, the other thing that the S9 chip allows you to do is the double tap feature with the Apple Watch. Now, there used to be an accessibility feature in previous Apple Watch models that allowed you to sort of do the same thing, but I guess now Apple's just limiting this feature to any watch that has the S9 chip inside. So yeah, I'm not sure why this isn't available for the other Apple Watch models, but for now, it's going to be only available for the new Apple Watches. Now, it's a really interesting feature because it actually works pretty well. The watch is somehow able to recognize when you're doing that double tap feature pretty consistently. And this is beta software, so it's still not available officially, but it still works pretty well, and I'm guessing Apple is just going to continue to improve the consistency of that feature. Now, as of right now, I don't consider it a very useful feature. I definitely wouldn't upgrade to the Apple Watch Ultra 2 or the Apple Watch Series 9 simply because of that double tap feature. It's nice to have, it's a cool feature, and I hope Apple continues to add features like this to allow you to control your watch more with just one hand. I guess being able to do certain tasks with just one hand instead of having to use the other one is nice, but it's really not going to change, at least for me personally, how I use my Apple Watch. Now, some of the other differences with this new generation is storage. It now comes with 64 gigabytes of internal storage, which means you just have the ability to download more applications and have them there on your Apple Watch. But you know what's hilarious? Apple still sells iPads and iPhones on their website with the same starting storage of 64 gigabytes. So your Apple Watch Ultra can have the same internal storage as an iPad that you purchase directly from Apple, which is kind of crazy. Apple really needs to get rid of that 64 gigabyte starting storage option, which I'm sure they will soon, but it's just hilarious that in 2023 we still have that option available on some devices from Apple. Now, another thing that's been upgraded on the inside of the Ultra is the wideband chip. You're getting the second generation wideband chip here, and that now comes with precision finding. So you can get that precise location of your Apple Watch if you lose it, much like the Apple AirTag. So once again, you're really gonna notice much of the changes for the Apple Watch Ultra 2 on the inside. Performance, storage capacity, and a few other software features are really what distinguish this Apple Watch Ultra 2 compared to last year's Apple Watch Ultra. Battery life is pretty much the same. Apple says you can get up to 36 hours of battery life, and in my use, I'm able to get 2 days, no problem. After that, I do have to throw it onto a charger and charge it up. But you also have low power mode, which can get you up to 72 hours of battery life, which is great for a long camping trip or maybe a long vacation where you don't have access to a charger. As far as Apple Watch bands go, it has the same compatibility as previous Apple Watches, but I'm not a huge fan of the band I got from Apple. This is the Alpine Loop, and it looks okay, I guess. It's a well-made band, and it's great for outdoor use when camping and hiking, but I'll be honest, most of the time, I'm not doing that. And I like to use my Apple Watch on a daily basis, and I like to have a nice everyday band that I could use. And I think I finally found one. And this brings me to the sponsor of today's video, Andar. Andar makes amazing cases, bags, wallets, Apple Watch bands, and more. All of their products are made with premium materials like full grain leather, and the watch band for the Apple Watch goes perfectly with the Apple Watch Ultra 2. This leather band is made so well. It has metal hardware, and it just gives the Apple Watch Ultra 2 more of a classier look when you want to wear it for normal day-to-day things. Now, I get the Apple Watch Ultra 2 is meant for more rugged and intense workouts and adventures, but you also want to be able to use your Apple Watch Ultra for normal things because that's where you're going to spend most of your time doing. And it's really nice to be able to change out the bands and have a really nice leather band like this one. There's different color bands available as well, and you can even choose from silver or black colored hardware for these bands. This has honestly been my go-to band for the Apple Watch Ultra 2, and I definitely recommend you check them out if you're looking for something a little different for your Apple Watch. I'll leave a link to Andar in the description below, and I want to thank them for sponsoring this video. But now let's get into probably my favorite part of the Apple Watch Ultra 2, and that's the display. It still has the same 1.91 inch OLED always on display, but brightness is going from 2000 nits to 3000 nits. And yeah, that's my favorite part of the Apple Watch Ultra 2. Direct sunlight outdoors is not an issue with this watch. And really, it's exactly what you would want from an Apple Watch Ultra because you're going to be using this watch outdoors. At least it's meant for that. So you want to be able to have a display that you can still see if you're out in direct sunlight. Using the flashlight feature on the Apple Watch Ultra 2 is actually useful now because the display can get so bright, and combine that brightness of the display with the display size just makes the Apple Watch Ultra 2 so special in my opinion. Now I'll admit, I don't take advantage of all the sensors and features that the Apple Watch Ultra 2 offers, but I chose the Apple Watch Ultra over the regular Apple Watch because of two things: battery life and display size. I just wanted a larger display on my Apple Watch just to be able to navigate easier and do more things on my Apple Watch. And even though this is a big watch, I don't feel like it's too much, at least for my wrist and hand. It's just so much better, at least in my opinion, to be able to use a large display on an Apple Watch like this and be able to navigate and do things. Even typing messages on the Apple Watch Ultra 2, even the Apple Watch Ultra, because it has the same display size, is so much better. Even though it still feels kind of ridiculous typing a message on an Apple Watch, it's actually pretty easy and totally usable with this display size. Now, the second reason I wanted the Apple Watch Ultra 2 was for battery life. Not having to charge your Apple Watch every single day is something I really appreciate. I now wear my Apple Watch to sleep, and it's not as uncomfortable as I thought it was gonna be. I can honestly say, because of those two things, the Apple Watch Ultra 2 is worth it for me. That may not be the case for you or for everyone out there. For most people, the regular Apple Watch is going to be more than enough, or even the Apple Watch SE will be more than enough for you. And I definitely don't recommend you upgrade to the Apple Watch Ultra 2 if you own the previous Apple Watch Ultra. But if you're looking for an Apple Watch and display size and battery life are important to you, then I definitely recommend you take a look at the Apple Watch Ultra 2. But what do you guys think? Are you a fan of the Apple Watch Ultra, or do you prefer another smartwatch out there? Let me know with a comment down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos just like this one on tech news, reviews, and opinions, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our new videos, and I'll see you on the next one.